Busy bee. Back on the bateman, on the pod stick. We're a couple more fields to go. Some aren't ready yet. Dad's over there, can you see? Just sorting the dryer out. So there's one load nearly finished and there's another one about to go in. That's the wet stuff we cut yesterday. It was 26%, but it's kept us moving and it's a little bit less to cut when the weather is right. My nephew's helping on the maize today and he's forgotten his high vis, so I'm going to lend him my prized bateman high vis. I've also got a JCB high vis as well. When I went to the JCB factory, I think I'm going to collect them as well as flags. Don't know what wax he used, but the dew has actually fell off the car. Look what Skunk Works car care have made me. Little tub for putting change in, because all my change was just around. Just at the maze, and we got a typical BMW driver, parked on an angle, taking up loads of space.
Could I blend in? I could just stay there.
As you know, on here I show you everything. So this field is so full of hedge mustard. So if you look, it's in strips that match the old combine. So this was in oilseed rape 4 or 5 years ago. You see with the chaff spreaders blowing out the hedge mustard seeds. Anyway, they don't survive in most other crops, but they obviously survive in oilseed rape. It is a clear field one, and we thought it was pretty clean, but this appeared after it had most of its clear field magic. Anyway, it should fresh out and blow out the back of the combine, but it's one to watch in future years, that we need to make sure we grow a clear field variety on it, because it just looks a mess. But the oilseed rape underneath is pretty good, to be fair. But yeah, you can see sort of 10-metre stripes. I can't wait to cut that wheat. I just hope it's not a disappointment like it was in the dry year of 2019, where it looked amazing, but when we got in it, there was no yield. Be rude not to grab an ice cream on my way past. The clouds look powerful, but it's actually sunny, and the sunflowers are like all out now in the first field. I know I've showed you this several times today. Just look at that. Look amazing. Just amazing. Literally. Get it? The sun's finally come out. It's going out now with probably the last tank full of today of pod stick. Put up a little bit of glyphosate as well on another field before, just to speed that up and get even ripening. Again, pigeons. I think pigeons and the weather are the biggest problems, the biggest challenges I ever face each year. We had a little bit of rain overnight, so we've not been able to get cutting again today, because we don't want to cut anything too wet. The dryer is only on its second batch now out of the 2 batches we cut yesterday, so that'll be dry tomorrow morning. But if we go and cut now, we'll end up filling the sheds with really wet stuff that's going to take a lot of drying, and hopefully tomorrow the sun will come out a little bit sooner and we can get a bit more cut, and it'll be getting near 20% or under 20 rather than getting up to near 30, 26% like it was yesterday. Car park's empty now, just a staff car left. Sales looking great. Fast track looking even better. Second field just starting to flower. First field's totally in flower. Maze is closed for the day, another successful day. People are though reluctant to book next week because the Apple weather that people look at on their phones says that it's going to be raining like every day, when for our local area it's not going to be. Which is a bit of a shame because it puts people off booking, because obviously they don't want to come in the rain. So if you've got an Apple phone, download a better weather app. I use one called Weather Pro, and that, yeah, you can have a free version which gives you a 7-day forecast, or you can have a 14-day forecast, which is about £6 or £7 a year. So I have one of them, and it gives you the percentage chance for each hour what the rain might be. So I think it's brilliant, so that's what I use a lot. This field here is the one, I think on Monday we sowed or drilled, whichever you want to call it, some oilseed rape. So you can just see them now emerging, which is good. Not any weed in it either yet. The only problem is, because the weather turned bad, we never got a chance to roll it. So we've kind of got a few cobbles and stuff, so that's good for slugs to live underneath. So I'm hoping it'll get up and away, out of harm's way from the slugs before they kind of break out. It was straw raked and I can't see any sign of any slug damage yet, but they are only just coming through. They're tiny at the moment, but they are coming. So hopefully by Christmas this will be a mass of what looks like cabbages, but really they'll be oilseed rape plants. And then if they're all stitched and joined together across the rows, the pigeons don't have anywhere to like open the wings and land, and hopefully it should keep them off it. It's probably the earliest we've ever drilled oilseed rape, but every year the pigeon pressure gets worse and worse and worse. And you know, it's just anything really to sort of stop that. There's a good example there, what it looks like if it's been rolled because it's been driven on. So you can see the line there of them. But yeah, no, I'm pleased with that because the weather could have turned like really cold and like rained every single day, not being warm, and it could have just, the seeds just could have stayed there and the slug could have just had a field day because they've got like moist soil to move around with and something to chew on. But yeah, it's coming up nice. So you can't see them from standing up, but when you bend down, they're definitely there. They just look like cress at the moment. It's funny really though, because it's not even, we've not even harvested 2021's oilseed rape that was drilled in 2020, and we're already sowing 2022's oilseed rape. There's like such an overlap between the crops, it's amazing really. Anyway, I've come up on the fast track because I've just been moving it from the maize, so I called in just to show you that. The fast track has got its rocket launchers on the back. It's actually the disc that we were doing up the other day. We obviously did the tyre packer a few weeks ago, and we've done some of the bearings on there. Anyway, we took it to the maize, parted it up so the kids could have a look at it, put the disc in the field at the back and put some cones around it, and the ice cream man thought that was a rocket launcher on the back. Right, we've not had a quiz question for ages, so this is it. What's that? Now I'll also see who's been paying attention as well, because it was only mentioned just a couple of days ago. I'm in the sheep field now, just dragging this relic literally out of the nettles, but it's quite a handy tool, so I'm going to see if we can get it going and modify it for 2021 use. In fact, if you watch it now, you can see the wheels on it turning round, and that's what it does. As it goes along, the wheels lift the row of straw and roll it over perfectly. So I don't know if to cut it up, put it on the front linkage. I'll show you better when I get to the yard. Just whacking across the field now. I'm going to have to also, where the weather station is there, it's guarded now by bales with hay caps on. I think I'm going to have to put a fence around it to stop the sheep knocking it over. But what I might do is get some IBCs, cut the bottoms off, and put them round like a little mini fence. Problem with that though, it might look a bit tatty from the house, so maybe I just put a little post and rail fence around them, but then it's mowing them. Or just eat the sheep. Got a bit of a situation here. He's tried to get out the gate at the same time as I have, and now's the standoff. Come on, go back, go back, go back, go back, come on, go back, come on, back in the field, back in. Look at it, it's gutting the Merlot. Come on, go back in the field. Come on, go back in the field. Come on, come on, keep going, keep going. I hate sheep. Come on, go on. Go on, shoot, shoot, shoot. I'm sure it's only backing up because it wants to ram me. That's the right side of the gate now. It's now ramming the machine. Look at it, it's nuts. Look at it, nutter. Got it out and locked it in, and now it's ramming the gate. There it is anyway, out the nettles. It's out the nettles now and out the way of the ram, so you can see what's what. Basically, you pull it along with a little drawbar on an old tractor, and these turn, and you lower them to the ground with this bar and this handle on springs. And as they catch the floor, they start to turn, and the row of straw hits them, and then it just gently rolls the row of straw over. So it's really good if the top of the straw is dried in the sun, but the bottom's damp. You can just completely put it upside down, whereas the tedder cane tends to stir it up and mix it a bit. This doesn't. And you can go pretty quick with it. In fact, well, if you go too quick, it throws it too far. But the problem is, because the row of straw out of a big combine is so heavy, this is very light, and it pushes it to one side, the friction of the straw pushing against it. So we've either got to sort the wheels out and put weight on it and extend the drawbar, or chop it off here and maybe sort of here, and then put it onto the front linkage of the tractor, so that you can control the height with the front linkage, and we can set the angle, maybe have it adjustable or just welded to one complete angle, and you just, like I say, you just drive up the rows of straw and just roll them over. So it's older than me, and it's probably nearly older than my dad, but they didn't half work well, and you can actually still buy tines from now. They're still made in Canada. It's made by Bomford. The smaller versions were called an Acrobat, which is quite funny because it looks like an acrobat going along. Bit of a steady day today, sorting out stuff for the maze. It takes up a lot of headspace, really tired. So don't know how everyone's feeling today, but I'm only about 80%. I kind of got a bit fed up this morning because someone was saying, oh, how much is it for 2 people? And one of them's disabled and da-da-da-da-da. Well, it's £30 per group, bring a car full. And they're like, oh, but we can't because we can't mix and all this, that and the other. So I think it's disgusting that it's £30. And I'm like, well, half the money's going to charity. 20% is going to the VAT man. But if you come with like 5 people, we get like £2 per person. Anyways, that wound me up first thing this morning. Anyway, I said, look, you know, if you want to come, it's this much, and that's that. And we did him a discount, but you know, it isn't my problem if they can't bring a load of people. If we make the website more complicated with your book per person, the problem with that is then it just costs more in fees and add-ons and bolt-ons to the website. So we try to keep it simple. The limiting factor we have is groups of people through the maze and the car park, so that's why we sell the tickets per car. Anyway, that just annoyed me, so that's my little rant for the day. So feel better now, I've told everyone. So if you want to watch another video, it's over there, I think, and if you want to subscribe, it's over here. Thank you everyone for watching. Don't forget, if you're a new subscriber, tell me where you are and how are you feeling today. Answer us a %, and I'll see you tomorrow.